There literally is no escape from Raven Pepper ever in life. I am her mommy, and that is just what happens. So, Raven Pepper. Okay, so I'm in a different room. I haven't left yet, so I'm in a different room in my house today. So, basically, I wanted to get a Lolita vlog out because I'm still in the process of trying to figure out everything. There is another update I have to do, but child is just insane. But I'll save the update for another day. So right now I'm going to have to touch on something that actually somebody requested that I cover. Why is your life so, why are you making my life hard, child? Raven, she's never been in this room. We don't let her upstairs, but because we never let her upstairs and she has to follow me everywhere I go, I decided to let her up here. So she's going to be problematic. This is why I call her Madame Problematique, because she kind of problematic. So, but that's not what this is about. This is a Lolita vlog that someone asked me to cover, and I'm actually going to have to do 2 parts of this because it's wide reaching and I have to cover like a lot in it. So I am going to cover dating in Lolita. So since this was requested like a little bit ago, I figured I'd touch on it now. Raven Pepper. Thank you, man. Oh my god, I don't even know. I have a drink, but my drink is over there because I feel like I need to get turned talking about dating. So Raven, you're about to throw me off this couch, dude. So, alright, dating in Lolita, pros and pitfalls. Part 1. So, it says preface. Oh, yeah, it says state that I haven't dated since 2008. Okay, so, a lot of y'all, basically everybody knows that I'm married. Ta-da! I actually wore my rings today. Usually I take them off to wash my hands and forget to put them back on, or I'm cooking, I just forget to wear them for hours and years on end. But that doesn't mean I don't have a good relationship with my husband. It just means I'm an idiot and forget to put my rings on after I wash my hands. So, basically, I have known my husband since I was 30 years old. I met my husband the year I turned 30. Actually, I met him almost a month after I turned 30. And we've been together ever since. So it's hard for me to cover dating because I haven't dated in like 12 years. So it's hard for me to speak on something that I haven't done. And really, when I met my husband, it was before the advent of like Tinder and like all that good fun stuff. I met him basically, it was like we had the internet, but there was still dating sites and stuff, but we didn't go there like that. So there was no swipe right or whatever. I don't even know what fucking direction you swipe in. That's how bad it is. But there was no Tinder. There was no Bumble. There was no Grindr or whatever the fuck. Or any of the myriad of like apps you have now. There was none of that shit going on. They like pretty much, I think 2007 was when the very first iPhone dropped. So yeah, look at that and then compare that to now. So it's just kind of like the fuck. So it's hard to talk about dating when I don't really know like the dating aspects. I always look at my husband like, God forbid something happens between us, because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing on a dating website. I haven't dated in 12 years. What the fuck would I do if I had to go on a date with somebody now? I don't even know, but I'm going to do my best. And for all that being said, while I may be a stranger to modern dating in its current incarnations, I am no stranger to dating, because I did used to go on a lot of dates when I was a freewheeling single. So I'm not that freewheeling or single anymore, so it's just gone now. But I figured I'd throw that out there. So before we get into the dating stuff, I have a few pre-caveats to dating anybody. And I'm going to make an apology real quick. I identify as a cisgender heterosexual woman. Ow. Raven, thank you. She's so confused. But I identify as a cisgender heterosexual woman, which means I don't really know if any of the things that I'm about to state are going to affect people who are LGBTQAI or transgender. And I don't mean to make it seem like I am excluding you. A lot of this is going to be anecdotal from my own experience and my perspective. And I apologize if it seems like I'm excluding you, but I'm hoping that some of the things that I cover will actually help everybody under humanity's wide-reaching umbrella. Because just because something is my experience, that does not mean it's the default experience for all women across humanity's wide-reaching umbrella. But I'm going to try to be as inclusive as possible. I try to use very gender neutral terminology and things, because I don't want to just seem like, oh, heterosexual is the way to go. It's like, you have to do what's right for you and for your situation. I'm just giving you my perspective of things. So I apologize if my perspective is not terribly inclusive, and I will try to do better moving forward. But this is the first time I've ever had to cover dating for Lolitas, so I don't know. I'm gonna do the best I can, and I'm just sorry. So please don't hold it against me, is what I'm trying to say. But before we get into the dating part, beforehand stuff, why get into a relationship? And I have the bad reasons. I don't think I ever gave good reasons, but the bad reasons. Oh, my friends are in relationship, i.e. bandwagon. Oh, I don't want to be by myself. I don't like being alone. That's also not a great, glorious reason to get into a relationship. And then the last thing is, well, I have a lot of problems and I want somebody to fix me. And even though you might not say any of these things out loud, in our darker moments, especially when we're alone and we feel lonesome, we have these thoughts of I don't want to die alone. I don't want to be alone. And my thing is this: there are way worse things in the world than dying alone. Having an air conditioner, one of those window air conditioning units, fall on you while you're just trying to live your life walking down the street. That's pretty bad. And I know that's happened to people, and not to make light of a horrible situation, but that's really bad, and that's not something I would want to happen to somebody. Baiting alligators with your genitalia, that can't be fun or good for anybody involved. So there are way worse things in the world than being alone. But at the same token, there's a huge difference from being alone to being lonesome. So I can understand being lonesome. Now, one of the weird, fun things about me is it's a very rare feeling when I feel lonesome. Generally, my mother, which we will be talking to my mother for another Lolita vlog at some point, but my mother will always tell the story that I've always been comfortable with myself. Of course, Shyla has to bark because we can't have a vlog without Shyla barking. But my mother will always tell you that I've always enjoyed being by myself. So I'm not one of those people that ever felt lonesome. There's only been a handful of times in my life where I actually felt lonesome. I didn't have anybody and I just felt by myself. And that is an awful, terrible feeling. And I really hope that people don't go through that. And if you are going through a situation where you feel lonesome, that you reach out to someone, because believe it or not, there's always somebody that cares about you. Even if it doesn't seem like it in a lonesome moment, there is somebody out there that gives a damn about what the fuck you're feeling. Please reach out to them, because there's no reason for you to ever feel lonesome in this world. And if you feel like nobody's reaching out to you and you can't name a fucking person on the planet that is going to be there for you, you can always reach out to me. It might take me a little bit. I might be off in la la land, as I like to be off into every now and then, but I will always reach out back to you, because I don't ever want anybody to feel like they don't have anyone on the planet that they can go to. So, and I'm a surprisingly wonderful person to shoulder to cry on. So, but all of these are not nice reasons to enter into a relationship. If you need a person to be the band-aid for your problems / life, it's never a good thing to begin a relationship, be it a friendship, a romantic relationship, or anything like that, with low or no self-esteem and expecting someone to fix you. That is not the other person's job to fix you, to make you complete. You should come into the game at least with some self-esteem, some sense of self-worth, and knowing what you're worth. Because if you don't come into anything like this with a good head on your shoulders, it leaves you vulnerable to people that are willing to take advantage of you. And that's not a good way to be in a relationship. It is not a healthy relationship to be in, because you want to be in healthy, good relationships that are good, not just to you, but for you. So that's why it's important to come into, and I know I don't mean game like it's like you're playing with people's emotion, but I mean to come into a situation knowing who you are and being comfortable with who you are. And that can be tricky when you're young, especially like if you were under fully functioning cerebral cortex situations. And sometimes even when you have a fully formed cerebral cortex, you're kind of like, whoa. But as a whole, it's hard when you're young, because when you're young, everything is like, it's got to be now or it ain't fucking popping, and that's just simply not true. So take it from this one. This one is just as crazy as anything, but you always want to be in a good headspace before you get into a relationship, and you should never go in wanting or expecting somebody to change you and vice versa. So if you feel like something is wrong with you that is not for someone else to fix, the only someone else that should be fixing something wrong with you is a professional. So please, if you feel like something is wrong with you, seek counseling. I'm sure I'm going to find like hotlines and stuff for people to talk to that are no cost, that you can talk to somebody, because I think a lot of times people feel like they're going to get judged for the things that they think, say, and feel. And that's why professionals are wonderful things to have, so that way you don't feel like, oh, well, if I say this, they're going to judge me and think I'm a horrible person. So, thank you, Raven Pepper. Jesus, you're standing on my dress. Now you're standing on my back. Why? Oh my God. All right. Okay. Part 1. Now we're getting into the relationship stuff, and this is going to be like a ride. We're already like almost 13 minutes into this too. Finding a relationship as a Lolita. Now, I have this all fucking out of order. So I made sure I highlighted this in blue. You see where the blue stuff is highlighted? Because it's out of order. All this top stuff was for later on. This bottom stuff I came up with after the fact, and I don't even know what my life is about. So, where can you meet some people? Like, you love like the frilly aesthetic. Like, this body is popping. If you saw this on, sorry, I ate some popcorn and I got popcorn kernels in my mouth. But if you saw on Instagram, like, I had this bonnet situation, and it is, as they used to say back in the day, is fly as hell. So I'm saying, you're into the frilly aesthetic and you're on the dating market. Where can you meet some people? Like, I'm single and ready to mingle, as they used to say back in the day. Let's get it popping. Let's figure out where you gonna meet some folks. So, cons and or meetups. Now, God willing, sometime in the future, I'm hoping maybe next year everybody in the U.S. will get their shit together, and maybe we might be able to have some semblance of a normal human existence where we can go out and interact with other human beings and not fear vicious, horrible, death-inducing respiratory illnesses. That would be lovely. But that is for a situation that's another time. For now, cons and stuff, as of August 2nd, 2020, cons are off the table. Thank you, Raven. Oh my God, this child. Are you done? No. I know she's not done. But cons are off the table right now. But when we get back to it, cons and Lolita meetups. So, cons, be they anime cons, video game cons. I don't fucking know. Magic the Gathering, I don't know. Because I'm not really into tabletop games like that. Video games and anime is more like my league. But that's a great place when you're ready to meet up with folks, because it gives you, as I said, it gives you an overlap in interest. So maybe your partner or the person that you have an interest in, they're not really into the frilly aesthetic. They're not really like, I'm not going to say copacetic, but they're not really down with or up to date on the newest Lolita thing that's going on. They're okay with it. They're actually not even okay with it. They're fine with it, but they're just not, as I say, in the know. So, and that's fine, because not everybody's going to be in the know. But say you meet somebody at an anime con and you all have some overlapping interests, like, well, I'm not really too up on the Lolita situation, but I do like said anime, whatever X anime, or oh shit, you like Resident Evil, I fucking love Resident Evil. Trust me, for my birthday, I wore a Baby the Stars Shine Bright dress and then had my Stars jacket over it. I confused the shit out of some dude when we were in Disney World. He was all confused. He was like, I know Resident Evil, but you're dressed like this. And I'm like, I know, man. I'm fucking you up. But this is what it is. So there's like overlap there. So maybe even if they're not 100% on the Lolita, you could probably like be like, oh, hey, this is what this is about. And then like you could, have some overlap in interest, but I might not particularly like Lolita, but it's rocking. If that's what you want to do, go do that. And then I'll sit here and play Resident Evil 7 and it's gonna be popping. That is good. So you have overlapping interests. So an anime con or a video game con or a comic book con or whatever, when we are allowed to do these things again, is a great like opening to, for a relationship. School and other kinds of places. As I was writing this, I'm like, school. I ain't been inside of school in forever and don't really intend to go on. Like, the last time I went to a school was like one of my stepkids. I had a parent-teacher conference, and that was the last time I fucking walked into a school. I don't know about a school like that. But I'm assuming, again, when we're allowed to have social interactions, people will be going back to school. So, and I know that's like a whole thing right now, but I'm not going to touch it, because my political side is just growling in my head like, arr, arr. But we're not going to touch on that right now. So school and other places. I don't know what other places. I don't know where y'all hang out. Bitch, I am 42. If I knew where people half my age hung out, one, I don't want to be that chick. You don't want to be the old bitch in a club when you 42 hanging out with somebody that's 22. That's just fucked up. You don't want to be that chick. And as it is, I feel semi-guilty going to Lolita meetups being 42, hanging out with a bunch of 20-something-year-olds. It's just so fucked up. But I'm not there for any sleazy reason. I'm just there because sometimes I like to hang out with other frilly people. But as a whole, I don't know where the fuck young people hang out at. And honestly, I don't. It's a mystery as it is to me, because back when I was in my teens, you hung out at the mall. People don't do that no more. But you also would hang out like at the library. So again, when we're able to have social interactions, insert said wherever you want to hang out with people. You can hang out with those people. That's actually good if you're doing school, because school is fine. You may have some mutual place and possibly friends in common. Use that as a starting place. So, and that's a good place to get to know people, and that's a good way to be like, oh, hey, yeah, I dress like this on occasions, and you can take it from there. I will be touching more on what to do, and that's probably when I will drag my husband into part 2. But yeah, so I'll touch on when you're in a relationship, healthy things to look out for and unhealthy things to look out for. So right now is the getting into said relationship thing. So in the last one I have that's all fucked up and out of order, finding a relationship as a Lolita through apps and online, like dating websites like Match.com and as my husband likes to say, POF. He likes to call it plenty of felons. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just what he calls it. I'm assuming he calls it that for a reason. I've never been on POF, or I guess plenty of fuckery, but I don't know. He calls it plenty of felons, so whatever. But apps are a good way to meet new people, but how much should you share at first? And this goes into part 1. Now, when I was doing my pre-research for this topic, there actually came along the day after somebody asked me to cover dating on Facebook. Somebody had up the problem with trying to date when you are a freely devotee, and I actually read part of that last night, and a lot of it was a lot of complaints about getting fetishized, which I will cover in a second. And a couple people had posted that on their dating profile that they have, it's not their primary picture, but in their like array of, in their album of pictures for dating websites, they do have themselves in Lolita. And they were upset that they were getting kind of, you know, fetishized. They were running into like, ooh, Lolita, like, and it's just like weird. So she's trying to figure out how to get on the bed, and pretty much the bed is literally real high, so she can't really jump on the bed like that. I'm not lifting her up right now because she's 60 pounds and I can't take it right now. But okay, so I am sorry about this kid. So he's interrupted me. So here's my thing about posting Lolita photos of yourself on dating apps. And it's going to make me sound like a bad person. And I understand you, this goes into, I understand you want to be full disclosure about the things that you enjoy. I am all for full disclosure. However, you are going to run into two camps of people when you do this. You're going to run into, and I'm going to use The Simpsons, because I love the old Simpsons. I'm going to use The Simpsons as a reference here. So, Lionel Hutz is trying to tell Marge there's the truth and the truth. So, when you use your Lolita photos as anything for a dating website, you're going to get people to be like, oh, you're a freak, or you're a freak. You're the kind of woman that enjoys a blowjob, aren't you? Like, are you handing them out? Are you offering? Because no. And even if I am the kind of woman that enjoys a blowjob, just because I'm dressed like this doesn't mean I want to be on my knees in a frilly dress giving you a fucking blowjob. Fuck you, eat a bag of dicks, and drop dead. So, yes, just because somebody is dressed, quote unquote, like Little Bo Peep, fuck you, there's no sheep anywhere to be found, and again, eat a bag of dicks, does not mean that they're into fetishism. So, Raven, let me deal with this child. Hold on just a second, because she's freaking out. Hold on. She figured it out. She jumped up on the bed. Like, soon as I went to go pause, she figured it out. And now she's all happy she's on the bed. So, because she was having a meltdown. Like, I can't get on this bed. Please do not touch my camera. Please do not touch my camera. And y'all know I don't edit, so you be seeing all of this. So, alright. So, you got to use your Lolita photos with a heavy amount of caution. It's good to be open about the things that you like, but in all honesty, I was talking to this with my roommate D before I came up here to do this. She was like, if you were single and you were dating, would you use your Lolita photos as a profile picture? And I'm like, no, because I know that you're gonna run into two kinds of people. You're a freak and a freak. So, and as it is, Lolitas already get, because of the name, we already get a really bad reputation. That we're fetishists, that we're out there trying to soak in all the male gaze that we can, that we're just in these frilly clothes to do all kinds of salacious things. And I'm sorry, bodily fluid in a $300 dress. No, they don't mix. They don't mix. I'm sure there's probably Lolitas out there who probably have done things in their Lolita to please their partner, and I'm not going to demonize people for that, but for me, bodily fluids and Lolita just aren't going to mix. And we all know what bodily fluids specifically I'm talking about, but there are people that are into some deep, let's just say some deep stuff. And again, I'm not going to demonize somebody for what they find sexually arousing. It might not be my cup of tea, but it's somebody's cup of tea, and I'm not here to judge you. That is not for me to deal with. If that's what you need to get what you need sexually, knock yourself out, but that my $300 fucking dress ain't gonna work, or whatever, how much your outfit costs. So I got a $300 dress coming, and I have one that was almost $300 fucking dollars will be here soon. So fuck that. That's like getting jizz on evening wear. That's like getting jizz on a bridal dress. You just don't do it. It's just not fucking realistic. So please be careful when you post stuff. I know the temptation is to be out there and not to steal from the LGBTQAI community, loud and proud as a Lolita, and you should be. I'm not saying to be ashamed of being frilly. That's not anything to be ashamed of at any point, but you got to be careful because people come judgy. You're not always going to run into somebody who's not judgmental. So, and again, two camps, you're a freak or a freak. So be careful when you do stuff like that. So, and this goes into the fetishization of Lolitas. Hang on, 'cause you might not understand, especially if you're young enough, might not understand what I mean by fetishization. Let me read for you the Webster's Dictionary definition of fetishization. Hold on just a sec. Alright, so the definition, the Merriam-Webster's definition of fetishization, or fetish. An object or bodily part whose real or fantasized presence is psychologically necessary for sexual gratification and is an object of fixation to the extent that it may interfere with complete sexual expression. So, meaning, like, one of the complaints that I saw on this particular thread was you get two camps of dude, basically, or person. It's dudes mostly, like, oh well, you're all dressed like this, so you need me to protect you from the big bad world. And no, I didn't say that. One of my favorite stories, oh my god, this is one of my favorite convention stories. So me and my best friend Jamie were at and I do call it Otakon, and I will continue to call it Otakon. So we were at Otakon 08, and we were at a panel, but the panel got switched out, and somebody else did a cover panel for the panel that got swapped out, but they didn't inform anybody that the panel that we were sitting in there for had been swapped out for something else. So we're sitting in there, and the guy is running his panel. We didn't know, no one knew what was going on, and I am wearing my Innocent World pink, very frilly, with strawberries on it dress, my dream dress at the time. And he's steady talking about something, I don't know, and me and my best friend are looking at each other, and I am dressed in full Lolita. I finally turned to her, like, midway, like, I was just like, what the fuck is this supposed to be about? The boy behind me, or I should say the boy sitting in front of me, turned, looked, saw me, it was like, oh my god, it started dying, because you don't expect it from a chick wearing a pink strawberry printed dress. The boy, or the dude next to me, looked like I had slapped his ass with a dead fish, because I was like, the fuck is this supposed to be about? So just because somebody looks dainty and frilly and like very fine porcelain that if you look at it wrong it will shatter into like 1,000 pieces, doesn't necessarily mean that we need some motherfucker to save us, and that we're like Princess Peach needing some motherfucker to fucking save us. Actually, Princess Peach, when she was in Mario RPG, would slap the shit out of some motherfuckers. So keep that shit in mind next time you make assumptions about some feminine looking chick. So, yes, that is one of my all-time favorite convention stories. So, no, they don't. No, leaders don't need somebody to protect them from the big bad world. Trust me, we get enough shit walking around as it is. We don't need anybody to like step in and white knight for us. We are capable of defending ourselves. And conversely, you have the people, like I said, oh, you look like you would enjoy a good blowjob. Like, you look like you would enjoy my foot up your ass. If there were two of you, I would put both my feet in your ass and walk around like you were a pair of shoes. But there's only one of you, so I can only walk around like do that weird walk when you don't have shoes on one foot. So, fetishizing people is just, it's not what anybody asked for. And the question would probably be, well, how do I know if somebody's fetishizing me versus do they genuinely like me? Now, I will post this link up, but it's from pride.com, and basically it gives you the rundown. And while this isn't for Lolita, but you can see where it might be some overlap with Lolita. Okay, so this is 12 signs the guy you like is fetishizing you. So, because this happens as an African American woman. This happens, I'm sure it happens when you're Asian, and people will be like, oh, well, I like you because you're Asian, or I like you because I've never been with a black woman before, or whatever weirdness pops, because a lot of weirdness pops. I've had people in recent days be like, oh, I've never been with a black woman before. Like, okay, I'm married and I'm going to get the fuck away from you because that's just fucked up. But, and that comes into play on this list. So let's see if we can turn these into stuff that you as a Lolita can avoid. Repeatedly references stereotypes about your race, or repeatedly references things about Lolita. A person who is fetishizing you will often bring up stereotypes about your race. In our case, it's not our race, it's our, well, not my case, it's not just my race, but our clothes. Then question whether you fit them or not. Like, are you feminine? Are you, again, needing a white knight in shining armor to save you? Do you need the OG to carry your shit? No, I can carry my shit on my own, thank you. So, questions is it what they say about black men in bed true? Oh, I've had that recently. Is it true what they say about black women? I don't fucking know. I'm not the spokesperson for every goddamn black woman on the planet, but this isn't just about race. This is like a whole thing. So, yeah, is it true that Lolitas enjoy? No, it is not true. It's an overly verbose rumor. So, suck a dick. Bye. Deuces. So, violates your space without permission. Okay, so another quick anecdotal story. In 2 years ago, 2018, I went to California to hang out with my best friend for like a week. We went to an anime con. We've been the first time, and actually literally 10 years we had, because I was with her with that, what the fuck is this about situation. So we went to an anime con in California, and this guy walked up to me and was real nice. I'm oblivious to the world around me. I do not pay attention, and I definitely don't expect to get hit on because I'm married and I just kind of think I'm putting off married vibes. But apparently I wasn't putting off married vibes, and I literally had my ring on. I do remember oh no, maybe this was before I got my ring, because these are new. So I had to stop wearing my rings because my rings didn't fit me. That's what happened. Yep, because I had lost all that weight and my rings kept, like, I washed my hands once and my rings literally went flying across the room. So I wasn't wearing my rings because I didn't have them at the time. So this dude walks up to me and he's like really talking to me, and I'm like trying to have a conversation. I'm also in the dealer's room trying to buy shit, and I'm not paying attention. Eventually my best friend sees me and she kind of intervenes, which thank you for that, Jamie, because again, I'm stupid. And he was like, I've always wanted to go out with a girl like you. And I was just like, homie, I think she intervened because I was kind of like, huh? And she was like, yeah, she's married and nah, basically. And he was like, you are? And yeah, it was, but he was all up in my space. And I hadn't even thought about it until I read that. And I was just like, oh, fuck. Yeah, violates your personal space. Yeah. What did they say? People who are fetishizing you may touch parts of your body that they can't believe are real, often without consent. Like, in our case, they might touch our dress, or touch the poof, or want to look under my dress to see what's hanging out, what's making it poof. My rage and annoyance is what's making it poof right now. Get away from me. Back the fuck up off me. Or as they used to say, back up off me, and keep it moving, homie. You shouldn't violate people's personal space without their consent, but you shouldn't be in somebody's shit anyway. 12 feet back, motherfucker. So, makes no real investment in your culture, i.e., makes no real investment to understand Lolita and its varying parts. I don't think that needs deeper explanation. The first timer, the unprompted, I've never dated a Lolita before. I've never dated a black woman before. I've never dated an Asian woman before. Now you're freaking out that you can't get down. Now she's freaking out. She jumped up there and now she's like, I don't know how to get down. It's too high. You're messing me up, child. But yeah, so look out for that. That's like a warning sign. Like, oh, I've always wanted to go out with a Lolita. It's like, oh, nope. I gotta bounce because you up to some shit. So fuck that. So that doesn't need explanation. Uses your culture to create companionship. Okay. In the process of building a connection with a new person, pay attention to bits of pop culture they're eager to assume everyone in your culture loves. Like, oh, I love Angelic Pretty, what about you? Just as I love Beyonce, what about you? But I love Angelic Pretty, what about you? Or Baby the Star Shine Bright is my shit. Like, sorry, I think my laptop is running out of space. But, uses your companionship to create, or uses your culture to create companionship. So that's like another red flag. In the process of building a connection, a new person, of building a new connection with a new person, pay attention to bits of pop culture they're assuming everyone in your culture loves. That might signal that they are making problematic assumptions about you, basically, or like about the fashion or whatever you enjoy, an attempt to find commonality in likes and dislikes, which on its face seems harmless enough, but if that's all they like about you, it's going to become an issue later on down the road. So just be leery of those kind of things. So like I said, it just seems nice, but it's one of those things, just keep an eye on it, because you want to find a connection on something other than like frilly dresses. So you want to, be able to have a conversation outside of the things that, might have initially attracted you, which I think that comes up in this too. I don't know if I should use this one. I'll read it, but it's not really pertinent to Lolita. Describes your skin color using food, nicknames like chocolate or caramel, but that's more for like racial stereotypes, like whatever. So that one doesn't really apply to Lolita, but I read it anyway. Hints that you fit a certain mold. So like, oh, you act like a little doll. You look so sweet in your dress, and you're so sweet to me, and blah blah blah. Weird. It's getting a little weird and creepy. You might want to watch out for that. So if the person tells you they look like their ex, there's a chance they pursued a relationship with you expressly because of those similar features. People who fetishize their partners often specifically seek people who fit a certain type. So if their ex-girl, oh, my ex-girlfriend was in Lolita, or my ex-boyfriend was in Lolita, like keep an eye out on it. Is this a variation on not a variation on is this an ongoing theme, or is this, I don't know, is this just how they are? So especially when you're into like really alternative things, you meet kind of really quirky, different minded kind of people, which there's nothing wrong with that on its face in and of itself, but sometimes it can be hard to differentiate between people who are fetishizing you versus people who are just a little socially inept. So, and trust me, I can be kind of socially inept. I'm more, especially when I'm in a group of people that I don't know too well, I tend to kind of just sit back and go into what I call observer mode. So I know my place within this group of people. So I can be kind of a little socially inept, but for the most part, this is a kind of tough one. This particular one is kind of a tough one to navigate because, again, especially people who tend to like anime and Japanese culture things and video games, we kind of tend to be a little socially awkward anyway. So just kind of tread lightly on this one. So, because there's not a lot of people that are in the general, like people who are into more mainstream things don't tend to understand people who are into more cultured, nuanced, artsy kind of things. You know what I'm saying? So, is it interested in your personality? Big red flag. If they don't want to try to get to know you outside of this fashion, they don't give a damn. Like, say you're a nurse, they don't give a damn about your nurse and what you had to go through to become a nurse. If they don't give a shit that you're a musician and you play guitar and you have a band, and they're not trying to hear that. If they don't give a shit that you were in a roller derby and they're like, fuck that roller derby, I just interested in you being in these frilly clothes. Problem. It's a problem. It's the fucking problem. They're not looking for a deep connection. They're looking for, I don't know what the fuck they're looking for. They're looking for an idealized version of what they think, and it's just not a good situation. So, yeah, there's a really good chance they're fetishizing you, which is the last. The person who is attracted to you will show interest in your personality, your character, will care if you are funny, sweet, intelligent, etc. If you suspect a person is more interested in a stereotype than all the many qualities that make you an individual, listen to your inner monologue. It says trust your gut. Trust your gut. Listen to your inner monologue. That is why you have these inner monologues with yourself. Please listen to them because they are important. So, hides you from family or friends. If they are ashamed of you and they feel like they can't bring you around, and this needs no explanation, they feel like they can't bring you around because you're bringing them their image down or what the fuck ever, leave that shit alone and go somewhere else. Go where you're appreciated. Do not stay in a relationship or start a relationship with somebody that's like, oh, you can't meet my friends dressed like this. We're going to touch on that in part 2. But it is, was, and always will be a bad thing for you, and it will not end well. As you notice, I'm looking dead at the camera, and don't put yourself in a situation where somebody is ashamed to be with you for whatever fucking reason. It will not end well for you, and you shouldn't be expected to change who you are or what you like because they're a fucking asshole. If they have that expectation, again, you can eat a bag of dicks and choke on one. So, do not ever put yourself in a situation where somebody's telling you either to change or is ashamed to bring you around because of the way what you're fucking wearing. So, fuck that shit. You deserve better. So, gets a thrill when you play the part. Oh, Jesus, like you're playing like helpless damsel in distress and they're like getting off on that. No, make it stop. Stop yourself. Mimics your cultural norms and slang. Like, oh, I'm going to be your OG. We're going to go to this tea party and we're going to talk about OPs and stuff. I don't even ask my husband to talk about any of that stuff when on the few handful of meetups I have him come to, because I'm just like, if you don't want to go to no meetup, you love it. You ain't got to go, because, like, for real, we don't talk about nothing hardcore at a tea party. It's like, sometimes I wish we did have deep philosophical discussions, but, like, y'all see that new OP? Yeah, it was popping. That's pretty much all we talk about. And if they feel like that's great that they want to be a part of the group. I get it. It's like, you don't want to be the one while everybody's talking about, like, the latest baby OP. You don't want to be sitting there like, what? But if they're weirdly deep into it, and that's all they talk about, it's like, I don't know. I can't. So, and the last one is claims your race. A white gay man should never reference his inner black woman. Period. Language, mannerisms, personality traits, likes, dislikes can certainly be spanned across cultures, but claiming to be like a person of a different race is wrong on a number of levels. This doesn't really apply to Lolita, but that might apply to somebody that might be struggling with a relationship where somebody's going through that. So I hope that helped you, but Yeah, those are the little warning signs to look out to show that, yeah, might be getting fetishized just a little teeny bit. And you want somebody that's going to want all of you, not just one aspect of the thing that makes you you. Lolita is one part of the big bag of crazy that encompasses Achan. I also like opera. I also have a crazy dog who won't be not under me for more than 10 seconds. I like playing video games. As I was looking up something when I was on the pause, I was sitting there humming music from Streets of Rage 4, which y'all seen me play on this channel a couple of times. It's a whole bunch of shit that makes up me. You want somebody that's going to accept the whole ass you and not just one facet of it. And that's the problem when people fetishize you. They're just looking at one aspect and seeing how they can essentially get off to it. And that's not what you want. Yes, you want somebody to be supportive, but not gross in their support. It's just something gross about being fetishized. I've been fetishized for my weight when I was chubby. I've been fetishized because of my race. And I'm probably every once in a while when I step out the house again, when we can have social interactions again, I've probably been fetishized because I'm in a frilly dress. No, just, it's hard, especially when you're young. When you're young, and a lot of this comes into play when you're young. And I know 42 to somebody who's 17 seems like I have one foot in a fucking grave. I do, but whatever. So I know it seems like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You do realize at some point, and yes, it might be a different set of circumstances from when I was 17. I didn't have cell phones and that much internet happening. But I was still had to be, I couldn't be 42 if I wasn't at some point 17. So, like, when you're young, the whole world is right now. And that's real hard. So, especially when you're getting in your first relationship and you're in this overwhelming, like, lovey-dovey, everything is going to be perfect always. And you might feel the need to change something about yourself. And you never want to change for someone else. You don't even want to change someone else into what you want them to be. Just as you wouldn't feel right with somebody trying to change up your situation, don't go into a relationship trying to change up someone else. So change is a very deep and personal thing that everybody should take time to reflect on themselves and their choices, but you never want to change for someone else. You only want to change, and hopefully in good, positive ways, if you've been making bad choices and bad mistakes, and that's when you want to change. Not because some asshole is like, oh, I don't like the way you're dressed, or, oh, I like the way you're dressed, come and suckle in something, like, just, no. So, I will be doing part 2 soon. This is actually going to be like a little mini series, because I'm going to do part 2 with my husband. I have to sit down and hammer out with him what we're going to talk about with this, because we kind of covered this in our relationships in Lolita that we did in Germany. It's just the sound was real loud. I'm also going to do parenting in Lolita, and I'm going to talk to my mom, because she had a good one, and it was like, well, damn, Mom, I didn't know it was like that. So I have to sit and make a time where we can sit and do some Lolita talking, and I'll record that and stuff. So, and actually, the last one I want to touch on is actually death in Lolita, your relationship to your humanity. So it's all relationships. So one is actually romantic relationships, one is parent-child, and then relationship to your mortality. So I really want to talk about death in Lolita, and that's going to take a little bit. So that is literally all I have, and I'm wearing Bear's Date. See the bears on a date? I wore Bear's Date because I was talking about dating. So I don't know what the fuck I'm going to wear, like, for part 2. And I'm realizing a lot of my dresses, like my last 2 dresses are fucking fake 3, because Wizard of Oz is coming this coming week at some fucking point. I'm hoping it's tomorrow, but that's fucking powder blue. So my last 3 dresses have been fucking powder blue, and I'm like, is this like a thing now? Am I like getting into powder blue shit? But my dream dress that's coming, God only knows when, hopefully before we move, but like that's actually pink. And I realized a lot of my dream dresses are pink. I don't know what the fuck that's about because I don't wear pink in my daily life. So, but yeah, my dream dress is pink, and then the other one, whenever that's going to get sent or what the fuck ever, that's actually red. But I realized I looked at my wardrobe getting ready for this. I'm like, the fuck? Everything is fucking blue. Like, what the fuck is happening? So, I don't know. But that is all I have for now, and I will get on part 2 of this, the dating thing, and get ready to work on the other 2 relationship situations. And I apologize for this being long. I have to smush 2 parts together because I think my laptop is running out of room. No wonder my mouth be running so long. So let me take this crazy baby downstairs, and I will see y'all next time. Later!